My mother's quality that stands out with me is her strength. She is one of the most strongest women that I know. She is definitely an encourager. She has encouraged me. I wouldn't be where I am today had it not been for my mom.
What do you think about this legacy video?
I think it's wonderful, and it's something that really needs to be done. My greatest desire for all of my family, my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren, the greatest thing that I wish for them is to first, in everything they do, put God ahead. And my desire is for all of them to be prosperous in life.
I know you were born in Durham, North Carolina.
Right.
You never knew who your real birth mother was.
Right.
Did you ever inquire about your birth mother?
Well, I was born in Durham, North Carolina, and I had a grandmother. She was like my mother. I remember her very well, but it really didn't faze me that much. And being back there in those days, that's been many years ago, we didn't think like the kids do now. I didn't. She was the one that took care of me. And then I was with her until she died.
Do you still remember the funeral and all that?
I remember when she died. We had a house, a shotgun house. That's what they call it. A shotgun. You remember that?
No.
You don't know nothing about that.
No.
I slept in the room with Grandma. She was sick. Later that morning, they went in there and Grandmama had passed away. When she died, my Aunt Lily, they lived together. So Lily took over.
About how old? Like 10 or 12?
About 8 or 9. And then we moved to Greensboro. I was with her and my Uncle Percy. I had an uncle, one uncle, Uncle Percy. And shortly after that, I went to Roanoke. Now, I think the Lord must have put me here for a reason. I never was a kid that didn't have this, didn't have that. Everything I needed, it was there for me.
So you never questioned why, like
No.
a kid? Why do I have to go here?
I didn't
Why?
question that. I didn't question it.
My favorite quality about Grandma is her virtue. She always represents herself with class. She's never one to get out of character. And even in everything that she does, it's a symbol of, you know, her elegance.
So one of my favorite memories with my grandma would have to be a night we were just having a regular conversation, and she told me, always make sure that you have something in your freezer or in your refrigerator to feed your guests, because you never know when you're going to have people come over. And I just thought that that piece of information was very classy, very ladylike, and I will take it with me.
I'm sitting here thinking about you tonight.
When you met Daddy, even though you all grew up together, how did that all begin?
We were like the children at Greater Mitchell. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody was just carried away with Edward because he could play and he was very, can I say, everybody loved to be around him. Then Bishop Jackson came in to conduct a revival. Eddie was playing the piano.
Bishop Jackson, we know him as Granddaddy.
Yes, that's why I said before that I didn't have no doubt about Eddie, because you don't realize our lives were parallel. But Eddie would come home periodically. And when he would come home, we would get so excited. Hey, Constance, you know I heard Eddie gonna be here this weekend. Oh, we would almost go jumping up and down because we were so happy he was gonna be at church Sunday morning. Eddie preached, played the piano, and he was soaking wet because he put everything, when he did something, he put his whole mind and body in it. So at the church, he came to me, he said, Mother is cooking dinner today. And he said, I sure would like to have you come over and have dinner with us today. He said, and if your papa won't bring you, just call a cab and I'll pay for it. Just friendly, we were just friends. But when I got over there, he was playing records. He got up to go in the living room to turn the record over. That's when the Lord spoke to me. Now, why would the Lord speak to me and we hadn't been dating and waiting for him to propose to me and all of that? It was nothing like that. And he said, what do you think about him being your husband? Wow. Really and truthfully, I had asked the Lord to give me a husband. And I said, when I asked the Lord, I said, I don't want nobody that I got to teach how to be saved. So the Lord understood what I was saying. When that came to me, it went in one ear and went out the other. I didn't think no more about it. This was on Sunday, leading up to Friday night. He said, Constance, will you come and go with me Friday night? I said, I don't mind it. I said, but I got to work Friday. Well, just come. I need you to come and sing for me. Because back there then, everybody thought I could sing. So I got ready. He came and picked me up. I wasn't ready. I was dressed, but I just hadn't come downstairs. When he knocked the door, Mama answered the door. And Mama said, come on in, Edwin. Just go on in the living room and sit down on the couch. He got up and came to the stairway, and he took me by my hand like this. He said, you look so good tonight. I said, what? He said, yeah, you sure do. And you could never pay no attention to nothing Ed would say, because Edward might say anything. I was ready to go out the door. He said, no, I want you to wait a minute. Come on, let's sit down on the couch a minute. Daddy, I'll wait. So I sit down on the couch like you and John sitting in there. He said, how was your day today? I said, it was fine. I had a good day today. He said, you know what, Constance? He said, the Lord had spoke to me. He said, the Lord spoke to me and told me it's time for me to settle down. That's exactly what he said. I said, yeah. I looked at him like that. I said, oh, yeah. And I was wondering, what are you telling me that for? He said, truthfully, I don't know nobody I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Wow.
But you.
No courting or nothing.
No. This is the honest truth. And when he said that, I did like this. And so when I sit back up, he looked at me. He said, nobody's laughing but you. Player. He said, ain't nobody laughing but you. I kind of got a little, is he crazy or what? He took me by the hand and he said to me, would you marry me?
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Wow.
That's the way it happened.
And what did you
And
say?
what did you say?
I didn't say nothing. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know whether Eddie was joking, because he joked a lot. He said, I said, would you marry me? You know what I thought about?
The Lord told you.
But the Lord had already told me
What do
Friday
you think
night.
about?
Wow.
The Lord got me prepared.
So did you say yes? What did you say?
After a while, I looked at him and I saw he was serious. I said, yes.
Wow.
My God.
And when I said yes to him, you know what he did?
What?
He kissed me.
So that was his first kiss.
Yeah.
Did you kiss him back?
Well, he kissed me.
Where he kissed me? He kissed you on your lips.
And then what he said, come on, we got to go.
You had to go to church.
Yeah, we got on up and went on out the door and got in the car.
So you got engaged with no ring.
Back there in the day, the guys didn't bring no ring. You didn't
You
get
didn't
no
ask
ring.
your mom and daddy.
No. And that night, I sung for him. And he preached like never before. Woo!
Put on somebody.
He told me, he said, you know what? I'm going to do everything that's in my power to make you happy. It was nothing that man wouldn't do for me.
What's up, Granny? It's your favorite grandson, John Williams here. Considering you being a perfect woman, in my eyes, I would like to know, when you were growing up, how did you not give in to temptation? You know, it's a sinful world, and you know, people drink, smoke, party, hang out, and do all ungodly things all the time. I want to know, what did you do to separate yourself from others for not giving in to that temptation?
Well, my thing was, I was brought up in a very religious home. My mother and father didn't believe in nothing but holiness. Holiness really is just a way of life. And I didn't know anything else but to live a holy and a sanctified life. And I was so dedicated into what I was doing, it really didn't faze me because I never was involved in all of the temptations. And they would sit up and laugh at us and called us old sanctified rollers. But that didn't bother us. It didn't faze us because we enjoyed what we were doing. If I hadn't got saved when I was young, it's no telling where I would be today. And I thank the Lord for my life.
My favorite thing about Grandma is the way she speaks. She speaks very slowly, like this. She wants you to hear everything she says. She enunciates and she's careful. So one of her sayings is, think before you speak, and she does that every single time she talks.
She's always dependable. She's a person that you can call late at night, early in the morning, in the afternoon, and she would answer that call for you.
My favorite quality about Grandma is, like, she really is a grandma. Like, I don't know, everything that you think of Grandma is, like, that's what she is. Like, she cooks, she's, like, sews, she bakes. So anything that you think of Grandma is, that's pretty much what we have. Like, a lot of places that you could have choose, like North Carolina, like Virginia. What made you pick Detroit?
Because I got married.
How was it adjusting when you had to move across the states and you had no one living in Detroit but your husband?
I didn't have no fear about it because I felt like as long as I knew him, I knew a little bit about Bishop Jackson, I was fine.
Did you always want a big family like the one we have today? Or did you imagine having 4 kids and all these grandchildren?
Believe it or not, I asked the Lord for my children. I told him I wanted 2 boys and I wanted 2 girls. Look what he gave me.
So, you know, you were 28 when you got married, right?
Yes.
Did you feel pressure at that age? Did you
No.
feel like, I'm getting a little older?
No.
No? How you feel about, you know, us being, like, I'm 31, Shonda's 30.
I wouldn't say you're taking too long. You have to wait until the Lord. Your best thing is to wait for the Lord. But see, me, I asked the Lord for a husband, and then I went on about my merry way.
What kind of husband did you ask?
I wanted a saved man.
A man that you didn't have to teach to be saved.
That's right. There
That's
you
what
got
you
it.
say.
And the Lord said, if you serve me, I won't withhold no good things from you. And if you look at me today, right now, he has blessed me with good things.
When it comes to conflicts, how did you resolve your conflicts and sort of make it work to make that marriage last long?
Well, the first thing, we were very compatible. We did a lot of arguing. And that saved our marriage. But we were very compatible. We didn't get mad and walk around and didn't have nothing to say. We would get upset with each other, but in about 20 minutes, he would say, honey, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to get that for you? Money, he didn't have a lot. But what he had, he gave it to me. I gave him what I thought he needed. If he would hear me say something that I wanted, if I would be sitting and I said, ooh, if I had me some peanuts tonight, I sure would be happy. When he got off from work, he wasn't coming home till he brought me what I had said I wanted.
He didn't want you to live pencil.
So with him being that person for you, what did you pride yourself on as being his wife to him?
I did what I was supposed to do because I knew what a wife was supposed to do for her husband. But when I was coming up, my mother always said, don't start nothing you can't finish. I washed his clothes, folded them up, put them where they belonged. When he got ready for them, all he had to do was go in the drawer, go in his sock drawer, and get his stuff.
So Grandma, have you ever dealt with heartbreak? And if so, can you give us advice on how to deal with it?
Heartbreak?
Yes.
When I lost him, when I lost Gary, I was very heartbroken. And when my husband, they said that my husband had cancer, that broke my heart. And like your mama said, I was strong, a strong woman. It wasn't me. It was the Lord that I had with me.
Did you know that you were being strong in those moments, or did you feel like, I don't know how I'm about to wake up today, or I don't know how I'm about to move on in life today?
One time I was very depressed. I was in the car by myself. The Lord spoke to me and said, Lord, I'm with you. Always. He said, I'll be with you even to the end of the world. And truthfully speaking, it falls on me now. I think about what I went through. What's the matter?
Oh, they're emotional. Maybe we should take a break. We should probably take a break.
She's
They're both. They're both. Yeah.
If the sky falls fire, best believe me, you will see me on the other side. If we wake up, lose our patience, or even lose our lives, oh, I feel lucky to say that you've been a friend of mine.
Grandma, it's so many things I think about when I think of you. One good quality that I love about you, Grandma, is your teaching. You teach a lot. You teach 24/7, whether it's about God, love, or just anything that we would want to know in life.
There's nobody that makes a bed like my mother. And if you don't do the sheets exactly right, she'll tell you you didn't do that right. As well as setting a table. And she'll pull out
all the forks, all the knives, and all the spoons, and all the plates, saucers, and bowls, and you would think that the President of the United States, by President I do mean Barack Obama, would be coming to dine with us. She's very particular, and I appreciate what she offers and brings to the table.
She's super nice to everybody, even though I don't think she should be nice to everybody. But that's the quality about my mama. She's always smiling and always greeting and speaking to everybody and wanting to listen and see what's going on with everybody and everything. That's my mama. CIA top president agent mama.
And when he passed, you made the decision to get into another relationship with Elder Chambers. Like, how did you feel when you made that decision? Were you looking for someone new?
I wasn't looking for nobody. I was satisfied like I was. I never even paid no attention to Elder Chambers looking at me. You know who brought that to my attention? Mother Sheard and Faye Martin. Because I wasn't paying no attention to him. I don't even know when he joined the church. They like you better when you don't pay them no attention. Because that's the book. Come on with the Bible. Amen. All you all read your Bible. He said, for the man to seek after you, not you seek after him. Because you will soon turn him off.
How long did you guys stay married?
4 years. But my main reason for marrying him was for companionship.
Yeah.
That I would have somebody at the house with me.
Elder Chambers also got sick.
Yes.
And you had to sort of nurse him. What was that experience like for you? Did that bring back any memories of Granddaddy?
Of course it did. I was married to him and I felt obligated to him to take care of me. And he would always tell me I loved him. And I believe he did. Because when he was in hospice, I said, you know what? I love him. That made me feel good. Because he getting ready to lead out of this world.
Yeah.
But he left that with me before he died. And as a matter of fact, your granddaddy said the same thing in the hospital.
You guys did a lot of singing together, right?
Oh, yes.
What was your favorite song to
We
sing?
was a team.
What was your favorite song?
Walk around heaven all day.
Can you sing it?
Yeah, but not today.
Oh, not today?
One of these mornings, it won't be very long. You'll look for me, and I'll be gone. I'm going to a place where I'll have nothing to do but just walk around heaven all day.
So my favorite quality of Grandma is how forgiving and caring she is, regardless of what happens. Grandma will continue to call and call and call and check on you and really would not charge anything to your heart. She is very forgiving, a completely loving individual, and I aspire to be like her. I'm still working on it though.
She's so patient. She's always smiling. She makes everything better, and she'll always just dab at me and just smile. Nothing's that bad. And her presence is always in a fulfilling way where everyone should just want to smile. I love you, Grandma.
I love you, Grandma.
I love you, Grandma.
Love you, Grandma.
Love you, Grandma.
Grandma loves you.
I love you, Grandma. Love you, Mom.
I love you, Mama.
I love you, Mom.
I love you, Mama. It's only one Mama. That's my mama.
Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. As he said, Mama, I just want you to know, loving you
What's your favorite quality about grandma?
Wait a minute. Quality.
When I used to play basketball, I used to go to wake up every early. Oh, let me redo this.
The pressure is real though when you over there.
I would say grandma's grace and her etiquette and her pleasantry. Is that a word?
Almost.
I thought you were gonna do it.
All right, everybody, quiet on set.
Quiet on the set. I thought you said we was gonna have some breakfast.
I love you, grandma.
Love you, Grandma.
Say it one more time.
I love you, Grandma.
Say it naturally.
And he's sitting up here looking like he's at a 4th of July party. all he need is a flag in his hand. Because he already shot his fireworks last night.
If he can't marry you, I'm gonna say this word. I'm gonna say it. Bump it. Because first time I went to a movie was after I married him. And he took me to see the 10th Commandment.
I'm gonna take you to the movie. What we going to see?
Walk right by my side. My voice in there.
Hi, Grandma. Here's my 3 questions. Have you ever gotten into a school fight?
I got into a school fight, and with me not being a fighter, I was very nervous. But when I got out there and they pushed the girl over on me, I turned around and I think I won the fight.